Back at you for another installment of Coffee and Rip. This one is episode 56. Got Ron Bartlett in the house.
Hey, welcome to the number 56. Hard to believe.
Hard to believe. We had to improvise. Lots of moving parts, probably for Ron, probably for me for sure. Something is up with my computer. It's the weirdest thing. If we got a technician um, coming in live, tuning in live, please DM me
I
after.
don't.
I know, right? The Wi-Fi seems to be working. It's working on my phone sometimes when it wants. On my laptop, it lets me go on. This is the weird part. It lets me log on and watch YouTube and Google, which I know are owned by the same company. So maybe some sabotage there. But it won't let me go into my what else? It does let me Facebook.
StreamYard account
It
where
doesn't
we
let me
were
do
going to
StreamYard. It
broadcast.
doesn't let me do any of the kids Disney Plus, Amazon, Netflix stuff. Facebook, for some reason, it has been letting me. It's just weird. I don't know what's going on. I tried resetting it. I tried turning it off, restarting, resetting the Wi-Fi router. I don't know. I'm running out of options. That, and if you add that to the fact that my and I hear this is a common issue apparently. My LG Smart TV about a week ago just went while I was traveling for work. My wife says, I don't know if this is true. Maybe they dropped the actual TV on his face, but the screen went blank, like black, not blank, like black, pitch black. And apparently that happens with these LG Smart TVs. Kind of annoying because the TV is not that old. It's probably 5 years old. It's in tip top shape, but apparently some of these parts are made to like stop working.
Expire.
Yeah. And you can see it by the number of uploads on YouTube about the same issue.
Yeah.
And so it's a pain in the butt. Me and a friend have been trying to troubleshoot it and order this part and that part. And it's not for me. I don't watch that much TV. My kids, it's a nightmare for kids. Having to plug in my laptop so they can get their shows. Because I don't want them
And
watching the thing every time, like their
yeah.
thing, their whatever it's called, the Amazon Fire, whatever. That's terrible. So, anyways, and travel tomorrow. I haven't packed. Plus, half of my shirts don't fit me anymore. I'm sure many adults can empathize.
That's adulting. That's when you start donating to charities. Here you
Jesus.
go. What you do the first year, you decide to set them aside because you're going to get into
Right, right.
them.
Yeah.
And then you realize
Especially
I'm an
when like
adult
a
now.
quarter of them are like new or you've worn one time.
Yeah.
It's annoying as heck. And I'm like, I don't want to be buying shirts that I hopefully like I need some motivation to lose weight. I don't want to have the safety net shirts, you know? So it's um it's annoying, but it's fine. I'm only traveling 2 days, so I only need two wardrobe changes. And it should be fine. What else? What else has been annoying? Uh yeah. What's going on your end before we slide into hobby news?
Well, did manage to get to the Padres Yankees series over the weekend. Huge crowds, huge crowds.
Really?
It was a good time. So um, everybody and their brother was there.
Were they nice to Soto?
It was mixed.
Mixed.
Sometimes they booed him, and sometimes they gave it. But in was it his second at bat? He smacked a home run.
Yeah.
First at bat, he struck out. Every time he struck out, fans were cheering that. It's like,
What
okay,
was it? I'm not privy to this info. What was his like when he got traded? And I mean, again, granted, he got traded. It's not like
yep.
and yeah, he didn't have an optimal performance, but he did put some numbers. Like
Yeah.
he had
Well,
like 6 WAR or something.
the interesting thing is there's a lot of talk about the fact that when the team left, he stayed behind with some folks here in San Diego, and he'd been spending some time with the Padres while he was here.
Oh,
So
okay, okay.
apparently, he is very aware of the Steinbrenner statement about the Yankees can't afford to keep doing this.
Yeah, yeah.
So we'll see. We'll see when that tide turns.
Yeah. I mean, I have some information on it. I can't say it publicly, but it's I'm just too surprised that I mean curious as to what were his reactions once he got traded? Like, did he talk anything bad about San
No,
Diego?
he didn't. He didn't burn any bridges or
Burn
anything.
the bridges, exactly. I guess is what I'm trying to get at.
Yeah, no,
So,
he was straightforward.
so the fans are just being kind of like a little bit.
Yeah, they're being fans. You
Being
know,
fans.
it's what
Yeah,
they do.
that's what they
It,
do. I mean,
it's like every time there's a pickoff play, they all boo. It's like, why do you boo on a pickoff play?
uh,
What is that
yeah,
about?
right,
Every time they do that,
right.
so it was great. Did post some pictures to the
You
Discord
did,
group
you
of the
did.
stadium from high up. My buddy, a Yankees fan, brings his camera with his 600 millimeter uh, zoom in it built in, so it you can bring it in, but it's not one of the big long ones. He got some great photos of Judge. Um, when the Yankees are in town or local, I expect to be going to Yankees games either here or in Anaheim.
Okay,
We have gone to LA before, but this year they were exorbitantly expensive for the
really.
tickets in at the LA Yankees game. Yeah,
Yeah, they've been crazy expensive.
yeah,
They have been.
yeah.
On
Variable pricing as well. That was the other
oh, really?
stadium thing.
Oh,
Every stadium has variable pricing now. So when
every stadium?
that's what I'm hearing, it's happening all across the MLB. Where when a visiting team comes, hey, they take a look at who it is and they're adjusting the prices up front. So when we went to buy these Yankees tickets, they were third tier. This is the top tier, top deck of the stadium.
Okay,
They were $107 a ticket.
that is crazy.
Yeah. Whereas when the Brewers are coming to town, I paid $89 for third base field. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, it's I well, at least they're not doing Dutch auctions.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Be careful what you wish for. Um, no, that's interesting. I haven't been to. I did go to Seattle, as we probably talked about a few episodes ago. Next on my trip list, um, Seattle was I had gone before, so I didn't knock that out of my list. But the plan was to do, as we talked about, I think the last episode, to do a Kansas
Yeah.
City outing. That may still happen. I had to make an adjustment on the dates that I was hoping to go against the Mariners, because I have my daughter's recital, so I won't be going to that. However, it probably will happen at some point later in June. I'm hoping. But what I am trying to do, and this is kind of ambitious, because listen, by the way, in Coffee and Rib we touch on every culture, every topic, an irrelevant topic of news.
Yes.
Not only baseball. So we're, we're flexible. Anyways, have you taken a look at airfare prices? This at
No,
airfare,
I haven't had to fly anywhere in a while.
dude,
So
it is insane, insane. Like, it's even like short flights are over $300.
uh,
I don't get it. I mean, it must be the price of fuel. It must be
well,
through the roof, or I don't know.
actually, one of the contributing factors to airfare rates are the inaccessibility of certain models of airplane
That
due
too. And
to,
pilots.
well, the pilots have been short, but with the problems with the new Boeing planes that
Yeah,
they've been having,
yeah.
it's created a lot of flights where people they aren't flying those. They keep getting them grounded. They keep pulling them out of rotation. Less and less planes available. They don't have the pilots available.
Supply
It's
and
a tough
demand.
world to travel. Hey, but you can just jump in your cyber truck and get there in no time.
Supply and demand. But listen, the airlines don't lose.
No, they don't.
They make it up. So I bring that up because I have a flight. I have a trip to New York to do in the. I have a trip to New York in the second week of June. I think it is 14th or 13th, and my buddies at the Nationals, they are traveling. The day they are traveling, they're playing the series against Detroit on that Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I'm trying to see if I can hop on a flight to do a quick hop,
The
quick
other,
stop in
the
Detroit,
oh wow, in Detroit.
and yeah, and Detroit, and catch that. Literally, it would be I would be going for that. I'm reaching out to some folks in the hobby that are from that area to see if they want to meet up. Because I would literally be dropping in for the game, sleeping, catching a flight to New York the next day. However, I thought Detroit, whatever. Dude,
Hey,
flights are from here $400 something dollars. I'm like, what?
yeah.
What's going on? When did Detroit become like a destination?
It's not that it's a destination that creates the price; it's the accessibility and having to fly through other cities and stuff to get there. It is not it's not on the list of places to go.
So
There are flights that go through places
yeah,
that if you going passing through it, it's cheaper. So where you fly from here to, let's say, Dallas, and then on to um, somewhere on the East Coast. So they have that hub there for Delta.
okay.
Uh, Flying here to Dallas costs more sometimes than flying through the Dallas airport, from here through the Dallas airport and then on to another city. I did a lot of that with when I was working in Jacksonville.
Jacksonville.
Yeah,
I'm trying to see a. I'm checking that the live is it's fine and it's working fine. It is fine. Let me see one second.
Jorge
All right,
Bradley.
here we go. Yeah, so we'll see about that. I mean, hopefully I can get it done because I haven't been to that stadium, and I figured out the one time I am going to go to that stadium, it's the summertime. So
I'm sure Detroit smells wonderful in the summertime.
I mean, listen, it's early summer. I mean,
Yeah.
is mid June even considered summer? I guess it is early summer. Um, but so we'll see. But that's one thing that I have going on. Let's see if I can get it done. But anyways, let's talk about baseball.
Let's talk about
As
baseball,
I
the
bring
number one thing.
my improvised camera back. There we go. Back in action, back centered. All right.
There we go.
Many topics. Wait, and
We
I just
have
unmuted my.
somebody has a list with all the topics on it.
Oh, you do?
I do. We're
Sweet.
starting. We're starting with Mr. Acuna and his injury and the effects on the hobby and baseball as a whole.
Now that you mentioned that, I forgot that I did I send this to myself because I have an interesting little exercise to run when it comes to Acuna that I wanted to discuss. Okay, I can do this. They'll see me up close. Um, I'm gonna bring it up. I think I sent a picture to myself with it. I took a screenshot. If I can get my Gmail to work, which is not a long shot, I won't. It's not working. So what I'll do is I'll just reference it. So when it comes to Acuna, okay. So I'll have you start. What are your thoughts on
Well,
performance, expectations, injury, whatever? Open carte blanche.
so they've already been talking about Acuna and the fact that now this no contact knee injury has put him out for the year. Here he is out again, consecutive years. The knees are going to be problems for years for him, so that's going to affect his. Hopefully he comes back, but it'll affect him for a while. You're looking at what's happening with Trout right now. Same thing, knee injury, out. Um, what's it do for the guy as a whole, the team, and then for us collectors, what's it do to the value for it? Does it now put him in the category of, hey, he had a couple of great years and then that was it?
Mm-hmm.
Or what could have been another player with the what could have been if he hadn't gotten hurt.
Okay. All right. Here's where I find an interesting exercise when it comes to Acuna. Obviously, it's unfortunate what happened. We all wanted to him to succeed for baseball
Yep.
reasons, popularity of baseball reasons, keep the sport and the hobby relevant and growing. So him going down is really bad for MLB. It's really bad for the hobby in general. Um, as far as Acuna itself, I don't have a big Acuna position, if at all. I think I own about three slaps. Like I think I own an X Fractor of his Chrome card
Hmm.
rookie, and I think I own maybe a Sepia and like a Pink or something like that. One or two cards, honestly. That's it. So I don't have a position on him. And the other thing that's relevant to what I want to discuss is I think I've been on the record for a while. I don't know if we've ever touched this topic on one of our episodes. Maybe we have, because it's something over the years I've always referenced to. Um, when the whole conversation started in 2021 or 2020 about this, what seemed to be, or that would be, a very strong rookie class, that 2018 class with Acuna, Soto, Shohei, um, like a dynamic, once in a lifetime type of rookie class. The questions always pop, not necessarily with Otani, because Otani hadn't, honestly, at that time, Otani wasn't Otani yet.
No, he was not the
Um,
player he is now.
he wasn't, he became the player he is now, probably 2022, something like that, 21, 22. Um, but in 2020, right, that smack pandemic or after, when Soto has that amazing COVID year with crazy like video game numbers, people started talking about comparing them to both,
Generational talent.
yeah,
Gener-
both from a perspective of like hobby, but also career, like who people will think be a better player, who had more Hall of Fame chances. Was it both? Was it like who was more of a guaranteed first time Hall of Fame, first ballot Hall of Fame, and all that conversation? And so it brings me back to a conversation at that time that I had with one of my best friends, who's also a baseball geek. I told him, listen, just again, this is just observations, and from what I know, the people that I know in the industry, but also me myself, being a baseball player, former athlete, and knowing a little bit about baseball and body types and projections and swing types and all that stuff, body composition. Uh, Trajectory, swing path, the
yeah.
load, all that stuff. I told my friend, I said, listen, and the thing is, it was a funny conversation because he is a Braves fan. So he was obviously biased. I told him, listen, um, do I think do I think Acuna is better than Soto? I told him, listen, I think Acuna is a better athlete, a better overall athlete. And if you give me, if the bet is who's going to have the better numbers, all around numbers for the next 4, 5, 6 years, like the short term, I told him I have no issues telling you that Acuna will likely have better numbers in general. But I said the big caveat is that if the premise, or if the question is who will have the more surefire Hall of Famer career, who will be first ballot, who will have the ultimately long term, who
Yeah.
would have the better numbers. I told him, for me, it's hands down Soto. Um, and I said, and this is only with 2 years in of both. I was like, just from what I see, obviously anything can happen, but from what I see, uh, Soto is not the better athlete, but he has the better body for long term, for durability, uh, swing, the better swing for longevity,
Yep.
the least dependence on velocity, and what do you call that? The torque, and so the torque in the swing was better in Soto. The swing path and the swing approach was better for longevity with Soto. I told him, yes, Cunha has like that quick twitch speed, that will obviously gain him stolen bases, but I don't see, like, the way that the player that he is, the player profile that he is. He's a star, but he's not built for longevity. He is very prone to injury, stolen bases, and that when you abuse that
Yeah.
sort of aspect of your game, it can do bad things. They did really bad things for Ken Griffey. Did really bad things for Mike Trout. Um, and so, just based on that, I told him I would be now switching it to the hobby because I don't remember if I discussed the hobby with him, but I told him my only concern with Acuna is that long term he could easily be. And I told him, it's just funny. This is what it's interesting because in a YouTube video that I was doing researching 2 days ago, people, and I guess some people on Twitter too have been swirling around the comparison with Eric Davis.
Oh yeah.
And I had never thought about that. Like I never had thought about him as a profile, as the same profile as Acuna. I can see it. I can see the similarities. I can see this. I don't see the similarities in swing, but in type of player, yes. But I always, so for me, and I told my friend, my biggest fear, and I think this is a better comparison. And I was looking at the numbers. My biggest fear was that Ronald would end up being Hanley Ramirez, um, dynamic player, young with the
Couple
same
big
body type,
years. Yeah.
same fast, really fast, same type of swing, same type of burst. But that eventually his body's not made for long term. Eventually, you cannot steal bases. Eventually, your exit velocity goes down. Eventually,
Yeah.
you can't catch up to the fastball just as quick. Um, and so you're still good. Hanley was still good at ages whatever 30 plus, decent, but he's not crazy all star Hall of Famer good. And so that was my main concern. And so it got me thinking. I went to StatHead. I can't access it now because of my Wi-Fi thing. But I did the comparison, the Davis and the Hanley, and the Hanley is a lot more uh, precise.
Comparable.
Yes, a
Yeah.
lot more comparable. The numbers are almost like scary equal, scary similar. But I did the actual like apples to apples. Like I went from his first season to his sixth season, and it's also a little bit more comparable. I feel because Acuna came into the league at age 20, Eric Davis at
Hmm.
22. And that makes a difference. Hanley came into the league fairly young, just like Acuna. I think he was 20 or 21, if I recall correctly. And so the numbers are eerily similar. Hanley actually has better numbers,
Yeah.
a little bit better numbers. And so I don't know. That's my thing. I think Soto, and to finish the conversation that I had with my friend is, I told him Soto. I feel that Soto can be a more durable, more productive, a better version of Bobby Abreu, except without the stolen bases. And Bobby Abreu had a very long tenured career doing what he does because he had a body type that
Yeah.
supported that. Now he obviously had to cut down on stolen bases past year 30, age 34 or 5, but his everything else looked very comparable and a better version because Bobby Abreu had great numbers, but he never had Hall of
Yeah.
Famer career. So that's
Well,
that's my take.
you know, and seeing Soto last year a lot, and then this year seeing him live back there, he's very consistent
Mhm.
in his approach always. So that's one thing that speaks volumes to him. What the guy next to me was a baseball know-it-all, and he shouldn't be walking this and that. No, he watches the pitch. He knows what he's doing. You're sitting here in the stands for a reason, dude, not down there on the field. So, but
Yeah, yeah.
I'll tell you what the most interesting thing you talk about body types was watching Aaron Judge play. How he covered the outfield tremendously.
He's a specimen.
It's yeah, it's he's a freak.
Similar to
That dude's a
Otani, they're
freak.
both kind of freaks. That they can
Yeah,
be that athletic,
yeah,
that tall, that athletic, and that
yep.
developed.
And you think about the fact that he was a high school record holder as a tight end, or a wide receiver. You forget about that, how that translates to his ability. He made this one running over the shoulder catch out in the outfield. I was amazed he got there.
He's
So
crazy.
that's a body type that's a freak. But Soto is one that you could see playing well into his 40s if he
He's
wanted to.
crazy. He's crazy athletic. Yeah,
Yep.
but the Yankees, I think, are doing him a huge disservice by having him play center field.
Uh,
His body won't be able. Like they shouldn't be. This is a freaking stud that you want him in the lineup every day. You
yeah.
shouldn't be having him playing center field at age 30, whatever he is, 31st, 30,
Yeah.
31. That makes no sense. Can he play the position? Yeah. Do you want him to be playing that position with the amount of stress that position has? I think it's a huge. I think it's short sighted. But what do we know? They want to get their millions out of the contract, I guess. But
Yep.
that's not smart. So yeah, that's my take on Acuna. I hope. Listen, I hope that he now second surgery. Now he's going to be having had the same type of procedure done on each leg. He came back from the other one
And stole 70
and
bases.
stole 70 bases. He's still young, right? But listen, as a arthritic arthritic
Arthritic. Arthritic.
uh, patient on my knees, I can tell you. Um, Obviously, I'm 40 something, so it's not the same thing, but that can wreak havoc on your knees. And my thesis is even though it may not affect his short term performance, once he comes back, he can still have really solid age 26, 27, 28, whatever seasons.
Yeah.
Now, if you're asking about, and I guess we're in the hobby, right? Transitioning into the hobby. If you're asking, like, what is the hobby impact on all this? Unfortunately, I gotta say it's very negative because
What happened last time? When he got hurt 2 years ago.
yeah. Well, what happened last time is that since people knew, I mean, saw the seasons that he was having, and listen, the 2018 products are really there's a premium on them because of Soto and Otani and him. Prices on him were baked in, so when he prices dipped when he had the injury, but then he had this monster season, and prices never really
They didn't
picked up that
rebound.
much. They didn't
No.
rebound that much. A little bit, but you would expect from a 40, 70 seasons for the prices to skyrocket, and they didn't. They pretty
Nope.
much stayed stagnant. So that tells you that his price is already
Yeah.
high.
Well,
Now, whether will there be dipping opportunities? Yes, absolutely there will. I think not necessarily now. I think they probably stay a little bit stagnant, maybe go down a little. But I
yeah.
think most holders, um, I think most holders of his cards right now are people that bought in early and they're not really looking to. I think the flippers already came. The
Yep.
flippers that were holding onto his cards and waited for that 40-70 season to unload, right? And say, because he's already 25, 26 now. Like, so some people are like, this is the time to actually cash in and sell. So the people that are holding, they're not selling because they're from 2018 or what have you, right? Or they're
Yep.
PC him. So I think because of that, prices will stagnate for a little bit, and then I think the next wave of Acuna down or up will be how he recovers
Yeah.
from this injury.
Yeah. And we'll, for a topic for a future call, we'll talk about a Bobby Witt, a 3 of 5 card that's sold 3 times now. It's number
Which
3 of
one?
5. It's a 3 of 5 red that has sold. And it's a Bowman
From
first.
Platinum
It's his
or
Bowman first, Chrome.
Bowman first? Chrome?
It's
Okay.
sold 3 times, and each time it's gone down.
Down?
The first time it sold, it was for like 70,000.
Crazy.
Somebody paid crazy numbers, and it came down and came down. So we'll add that for our
What was the
next.
third? I'm just curious. What was the last
I,
level?
I think it was like in 35.
Wow, still high, but yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
pretty insane.
Pretty insane.
I'll
All right,
track
let's
that
let,
for
let's
the
move
next.
on. Let's move on. I hopefully he can bounce back. And we'll see. I feel that Braves are still the favorite, if you ask me.
Yeah,
But
we'll see how they fill that void. They did it. They did it 2 years ago when he was gone,
they
so
sure did.
they can
They
do it
sure
again.
did. Next up, what we have?
Angel, Angel Hernandez.
My God, Hallelujah!
Yeah, that's all I can say. I mean, I have a friend that's learning baseball. She hadn't watched a lot of baseball in her life, and we were watching a game, and she was complaining about the umpire. I said, "That's Angel Hernandez. That's just what he does. That's his trademark."
It was I mean, we were just listen. We were just lucky because the reason this happens is because similar to the CBA for the players, that's again to be negotiating for 2026. I think the CBA with the umpires, it's up for negotiation next year. So I'm sure at some point this was going to be he wasn't going to survive the next CBA. Let's put it that way. So they probably was good timing. They probably went to him and be like, "Listen, dude, come next year, like you're pretty much like they're probably going to institute some measures in there that would effectively retroactively kick him out." And so
Yeah,
they probably went like, "Listen, this you're not going to umpire anymore after 26. Let's cut you a deal now." So he probably got a good deal to to exit. They probably got fairly well compensated.
yeah.
So
He had already sued MLB
yeah.
that for discrimination and things like that. It's like,
We're not rid of bad umpires though. We still got CB
no.
Buckner and a few others.
Well,
But CB
but see,
Buckner's still
now he
out there.
passes the torch so somebody else can be the
Yeah,
ire
he's the
of
most
the
obnoxious,
sports.
but he's by far not well not that's yeah that makes sense. He's not the worst. He's not statistically. By the way, I don't know if you've seen the reports. Statistically, he's not the worst. He's just really bad when it counts,
Yeah.
or
Well,
obnoxiously bad.
the Wyatt Langford at
Yeah.
bat. Here's this rookie kid, and
Yeah.
three.
Like his lows are really low. I guess is what I'm saying.
He when he fails to the extreme.
Miserably, yes. And the fact that his personality is terrible too. Like
Yeah.
some of these umps. I mean, I guess we can turn this very brief topic. I hope
Yep.
into the more generic conversation of like how bad have umpires been this year at every level. I see clips all the time, but like in general MLB, like it's almost
I
like an epidemic. It's been bad.
well, I think it's just been the advent of social media and the amount that we're able to see these bad calls.
True.
In the past, we heard about them or read about them, but now it's clip after clip after clip. Look at this guy. There's always somebody disgruntled, so they're always calling it. I'm watching these games. I'm watching the strike zone box, going, "How did he call that a strike? How
Right.
did he call that? How did he not call that a strike?" Back and forth you go. But I think with the strike zone box that they now have
Yeah.
for us to view, it's really added a
Hmm.
lot to us. And the pace of the game, I think, is wearing on them as well.
Ron, I want to call an audible because I just remember a topic I've been wanting to add to our
Hold on,
list.
audible.
Yeah, no, but keep it. This is a topic that I've been wanting to add to our list. It's the last few episodes, and I always forget to do a mental note or an actual physical iPhone note. It's related. It's about umpires and we've also seen an epidemic of umpires running people out, throwing people out, like
Brett
with no,
Boone,
like
Aaron Boone. That's
immediately.
sorry.
And so it got me thinking, like it's really, and I think I may have texted you this. I'm not sure, but as a fan, I hate. Okay, so I get that there's physical and body and language, whatever you call it, verbal abuse being spewed from both sides. I get that from players, from managers, from umpires. No one's perfect. It's an emotional game. It's a passionate game. I mean, things happen, but I don't like how there are many instances where this becomes like the ump show, and it's about who takes more control of the game or who can like take over the game or who wants to feel in charge. And excuse me, but if you throw out the player I went to watch in the first inning after a called strike or whatever it is, you just paid $130
Yep.
freaking like nosebleeds to watch Soto and Judge or whatever. Imagine if they got into some type of argument and they
Yeah.
threw them out in the second inning.
Soto
Like,
had some disagreements during the games in San Diego, so
so that got me thinking. One, like I'm really upset that umps have this discretion to throw someone out when again the keyword discretion when like if someone does something ridiculous, right? Like kicks a base or throws a bat and it hits someone, like I get it. But like when it's a verbal exchange and a couple of FUs are exchanged or this and that, or you're terrible or bad call or that's not a strike, like dude, and MLB like institute like you have to have some thick skin. Like people
Yeah.
pay to watch these people play, and so that got me thinking. I wonder if there was an alternative system, bear with me, where you can still institute and take notes, MLB. You can still institute penalties, right? In soccer, you scream at a ref, whatever, yellow flag or whatever. Like there are some like demerit system, right? Or some system where like
3 strikes. Oh,
no, no,
wait.
listen. I have no beef with them being be like that's gonna cost you or whatever, or cost you a game, or cost you a fine. That's fine, right? But keep the player in the damn game. Like there has to be a system of warnings, of yellow
Yeah.
flags. And
Well,
listen, each flag, each warning flag, or whatever you want to call it, card, yellow card, whatever, can come with a penalty. Can come with 10K penalty, whatever it is, right? MLB decide that. But we can't just throw people out. Like what I'm saying is the ultimate penalty cannot be you're out of the game.
yeah.
Isn't that ridiculous?
We had a situation here in San Diego. Jurickson Profar, he was the at bat. There was 2 outs. He struck out on a really bad call, said something to the umpire, had a discussion, turned around and dropped his helmet and his bat on the ground right there for the guy to come pick up
Mhm.
because he's going to be going to the outfield. The ump took that as him slamming his bat and throwing it and threw him out instantly. It was like, wait a minute, he turned around and did this, and you threw him out the whole game. You lose him for the whole game because this was his first
Yeah.
at bat. So
Again, I
spot
think,
on with what you're saying.
and I think this honestly, I think because of the backlash with umpires, and maybe we're lucky because there is a CBA to be worked out soon with the umpires. I think we must see something like this because that's a perfect example. Like right
Yep.
there, if you think right that was warranted some type of penalty, then the takes note, this and this happened, equaling code whatever, 1B. Yeah, and that code
Yeah.
1B means this is what he did, this is the fine that he'll be imposed. And this is the warning flag or card that he has that if he does this again, whatever, within next week, whatever, there'll be a red card and he'll lose one game, whatever the system is, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which at the same time, not only is it more fair to the player, the fans, the experience of watching a game and paying top dollar to watch a game. Not only that, it's a more fair system for review and to people for appeals. Be like, okay, so let's take a look. Is that really 1B, whatever? Is
Yeah.
it more 1A? Like, but don't kick the freaking player
Yeah.
out. Like that whole penalty has to be.
Let the MLB review that in their truck and have the guy
It's
give us one
almost.
of these.
Yeah.
You know.
Almost like, and I mean, I'm trying to compare it to other leagues, although that I don't think that's a fair exercise. It doesn't have to be like other leagues. Look, if hockey is allowed in the NHL,
They have a
like
penalty box.
like
Let them. Yeah, but you
it's
can't
not.
do
So
that.
I think it's unfair to compare it to
Yeah.
basketball to
Yeah.
hockey. I think it's unfair. I think each sport has to make that call. But I just think that people go to watch these players play, and unless it's something, dude, unless you have a Ron Artest situation where
Oh,
like all hell broke loose, and then like we gotta throw away some people. Outside of that, and fighting, and what have, and again, I'm with you. If there is some type of brawl and someone throws a bat at the pitcher and they're fight, I have no issues. We're like, okay, dude, okay, well you're out. Like I get that. But for this other stuff, man, nah. Let's get rid of it.
yeah.
Let's watch some baseball.
Yep.
Next up.
So let's hit a couple things real quick. 2023 Chrome Platinum's out. It's a huge product. Beautiful though, looks good, solid. But there's a 500 card. Man, there's a lot of cards in there. I've
Um,
heard some boxes have had 2 autos. some of the hobby boxes, but I haven't seen enough of that to confirm. Love the chrome product. Love a lot of what's in there.
Hmm.
Just big.
I don't. So I've been trying to wrap my head around how I feel. Go ahead.
25. So you have the base card
Hmm.
plus 24 different parallels,
Yeah.
different versions, some hobby, some blaster only, some retail only. If you are chasing something in there, there are 25 different versions of it.
I,
On the auto side, there's 13 different versions of each card that's autoed.
yeah.
So,
It's
you
a lot.
know,
That's a lot.
yeah, it's a lot of cards in that set.
So
Too big.
I have literally a mixed bag of feelings for this product because on the one end, I do think it's cool. I see the market for it, being that as I mentioned before, it's the new Chrome heritage.
Yeah.
That's what it's gonna be. So I see it as a cool product for. It's a very niche product though for me. It's a product I think that's made for people that collect a certain player or they want to do the range. Listen, as a new adopter of a crate of a quirky PC, I think it's cool that if you want to collect your Ryan Sandberg in all 25 versions of it, I think it's cool. I think it's
Or
a
your Steve
cool.
Garveys of the world, you know.
I think it's a cool thing.
Yeah.
But as a product to like buy crazy box number of boxes
No,
of,
it's not a rip product. It is not there. If you rip it, it's just for fun. I love seeing some of the older cards in there. I really do.
it's
The
cool.
design
It's
is
cool.
good. We talked last time about it, about the cuts and the edges on it, so
That's my
not going to
only
spend too
thing.
much
That
time.
my only thing is that I think the coolness about this product is the look and feel and how it's only a 3 year old 1 2 3 3 year old product, or did it start
Two.
2021 or
I think
2020?
this is. I think this is only the second year. I don't
No,
remember.
it
Oh
started in
no,
21.
this is third year. This is third year.
But and so I think it's cool that it's starting to grow into a, who knows, hopefully they continue it and it could be a
Yep.
legacy kind of product, and that's the cool part about it. However, it's not my type of thing, so it's not a product I'll be chasing. It's not a legacy product that I will be trying to collect. And if I'm being fair, of the three editions, I'm not a huge. This is my least favorite design. I get it, it's cool. I do have issues with the edges. I mentioned they've been using
Yep.
some dull cutters on the top. So the gradability. Uh, Give me a second.
Oh, and he's gone. We'll carry on here. I like the product. I like the design, but in the meantime, we'll let Jorge go on.
I'm here. I'm
There
here.
you go.
Give
Welcome
me, give
back.
me, give me, give me 1 second, guys.
We'll give
Hold
him
on.
1 second. In the meantime, we'll take the minute to admire. This is the San Diego Padres 2024 Top Series One team card, all the way through to the printing plate and the
Here we go.
golden mirror. So I was just
I'm back.
sharing with them my team set above my head here.
I'm back. The wifey was asking me some questions.
Yeah.
So I'm not of the design. I'm not a. This is why I'm it's a mixed bag and why I'm not a big fan. I don't like the design. I mean, it's not fair. I think the design has flaws. I don't like how the quality control is messing up those edges. I really like last year's product as a
Yeah.
design, but again, I'm a 1953. Or wait, four.
No, this is 54.
I'm a 1953 design
Yeah.
nut. I loved last year's design, the original. I love it as well as the 90, then the 52. Obviously, that was the first year 21 product. I love those two, especially last year's. So I'm kind of biased. I don't as a the three border issue gives me,
Yeah.
I don't know, it triggers something. I just don't like it. And I told Ron I saw some cards and I really do feel that the parallels are way better. Like the way that parallels feel and the contrast in the colors and the borders, it's like I wouldn't want to collect that Chrome base set because I honestly do not think they look that
Yeah.
good. Chrome the bases, the commons. So give that
Well,
what but again, I will be trying to snag one of those Gunner. rookies or Corbin, or just try to get a hands on one of those parallels,
Yeah.
because it's a really good rookie class.
Yep. So there are some good cards in there, but that leads us right into the latest drop of 2024 Bowman Sapphire that just came out at a $430 price point. One guaranteed auto,
Pre-tax.
three, yeah, pre-sale. One guaranteed auto,
No,
three guaranteed.
pre-tax.
Oh yeah, pre-tax. But and it's three parallels in there and the one auto. Short auto list this year, but
Yeah,
still it's a list of nobodies mostly.
mostly. I
Hey,
mean, we don't know yet,
you
right?
you look at the fact that like on the, I think it was the Cubs, the only thing you have is a Pete Crow Armstrong. That's the only auto, and it's in one of the special subsets. So if you're a Cubs fan, you've got like three players.
Is it?
The
I haven't looked at it. I know it's
I
short.
I
I know
have it up on the computer over there. I was looking at it earlier today.
it's so I know that it has a regular type of auto, but also the Sapphire Selection
Sapphire
into there.
Selection. That's the
So
only Cub auto is the Sapphire
is that
Selection.
the only non-prospect auto?
That's the only auto for the Cubs
No,
whatsoever.
no. But what I'm saying,
Yeah.
as a list in general,
Yep.
is that the only non-prospect
Yeah. Correct.
auto targets? Okay, because the regular ones are just first Bowman Chromes, right? I would imagine.
Correct.
But not first. Do they still do first Bowman Chrome when they have the
Uh,
Sapphire, or they
I
don't?
think it.
Do they
I
take that
think
away? Probably take it away,
I don't
right?
know that it's a sapphire. I thought it was a sapphire. So I don't. I haven't seen them. We'll have to take a look.
No, I think they take this the first out when it can be there because it's not their first card,
Uh, True.
right? So I think they just take, anyways. But they're prospects, except for the Sapphire
Yeah.
Selection, which I think they mixed in some rookies with some like I don't know, maybe a couple of like stars, vets. You would think. I don't know. I haven't looked at it. Okay, so thoughts. I'm not a. Okay, how do I say this? I'm not a fan of the price point. I'm not a fan at the price point. If it was $300, I may snag a box or two for myself for to keep. But as it stands, paying for like I paid 479 for one box to keep to rip. Nah, no. I bought one. I think it's a good flip product for sure.
Yep.
If you have the stomach for it in your credit card.
Well, one of the two of us had $150 credit from one of the cards here.
Should you use it for it?
I
Nice.
used it and bought the box using the credits that
Oh,
I
so you're
had.
gonna profit like crazy. But are you
So
keeping? Are you holding or
uh,
ripping or
I
flipping?
won't rip it.
Yeah.
No chance in hell I'll
So
rip
I
that
don't
product.
listen. Okay, so what do I think about the box?
And
I'm not
bef-
crazy about the
be-
checklist.
before you jump in, I had the opportunity because I have the account for my son. I had the opportunity for two of
More,
them, and I passed.
yeah.
It's just
I
not
mean, listen.
worth
If you
the time.
is it still it's probably not sold out yet?
I don't think so.
No, because it's already out in it's out in the market, right? Already or not yet?
Not yet. I
Okay,
think tomorrow.
tomorrow. Yeah. Is the Bowman the Monty thing still like the link is still up if it's not sold out?
I don't know. I'd have to go back and look, but it was just a thing where I just couldn't see throwing it out there,
Yeah.
waiting for it, and then trying to flip
I
it
may hit you.
around.
Listen, I may hit you up on it because, like, if I can find us a buyer, because again, segue to what I wanted to discuss about this product. So okay, two things. I don't love the checklist. I don't love the fact, like in prior editions of the same product, meaning 23 and 22, you had already an established, a high ceiling, elite level prospect now turned player. Jackson
Yep.
Holiday last year. The year prior, you had Jackson Churio, which was about to join the major leagues. It was a sure thing that he was going to get, he was going to
Yep.
get a lot of playing time with Milwaukee soon. And you had Ellie. So that in and of itself gave a really strong floor to that product.
Yep.
This product has, other than Dylan Cruz,
Dylan Cruz is the only one.
and we don't know when we're going to see that dude.
No.
And we don't know anything about it. Ellie Cruz was an elite level prospect and almost a sure thing to get quality at bats at the MLB level. So, one, I'm not a huge fan of the checklist. It doesn't have, even though it's, I think it's mostly position players, which is good. it doesn't have a crazy number of firsts. Like I ripped a
No,
couple of blasters, and whereas in other years you get a bunch of first chrome, first chrome, first chrome. In the one blaster and a half, no, I have only opened one that I bought. Have I opened one or two? I may have opened two. I honestly got for like for every four chrome cards, like one was at first. So I was like, wait, it's not because what they did, Ron, is in order to print more and to bring in that crazy high checklist, and to print more really. Because the thing is, what they did is they have started printing this as a flagship product. That's what they're
yeah,
doing. So what
yep,
they've done to be able to do that is that they loaded up on inserts like crazy. Before Bowman had like Bowman used to have that top 100 insert
100
and maybe one more. I forget what it's called. Maybe.
Invicta.
Yeah, but that was like a case hit. Before, honestly, it was just
Um,
that. Before it was just that top 100 insert and maybe
yeah,
one more, but I'm not sure. Maybe one more. Now, bro, you get more inserts than you get first. You get more inserts than you get first Bowman Chromes. So that tells you a lot what you need to know. So that I'm not a fan. And two, we know I'm not crazy about the design. Three, I don't love the price. Again, if this was a $300, 250 product, I'll be buying a few. But at 229 and it'll likely go to 440 maybe on
yeah.
General Public Day, it makes it almost a $500 product for us California folk. It's not worth it.
It's not a buy. It's not a buy.
However, I'll say, depending on what your needs and your interests are, these boxes, because they do have that guaranteed auto, they will sell well. Like these boxes will resale well. Like breakers, and this is my beef with this. Breakers will be paying top dollar for this product. So I can pretty much guarantee that you can make an easy 50, $60 on every box that you buy. Now, is that something you want to do? I can guarantee you, I have people right now on a call list that will buy that box from you for 540, 550.
Yeah.
And some
I
are even holding to buy it, sell it at 600.
yeah, I've got one of the guys here I work with a lot locally that usually wants it. I just didn't even want to deal with the hassle this year. I have too many other hassles going on to deal
So
with
that's what
that
I'm saying.
hassle.
Let me reach out to some folks, and if I find a buyer for you, I'll take it off your list and I'll send you the money. But 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 yeah, so we'll see. I bought one and I'm selling it. I'm just waiting for it to creep up to maybe 575 because I want to get at least a hundo for my
Yeah,
hustle.
yeah, and that's the thing with the price point we're paying. It takes a while to get that, and if you sold it on any of the other platforms, you're losing all the fees. So
Exactly.
let's skip on
What
to our
else?
next one. You have two things. You had Volpe Auto and Sucker Autos, Auto Suckers.
Well, it's the same thing. I think Tops Now just announced maybe an hour ago. Tops Now on card auto for Volpe for 129, which I get it. If you use coupons, it's really 80, $90.
Yep.
But let's be fair. Do we really like your chances of landing a 199 auto are high? What are the odds, Ron? You probably know them. 55%, 65, 60%?
It was like 53%, I think, or something like that. I'd run the numbers before on
So,
that.
but it's
What you're
usually
getting something.
55% or maybe 60, depending if they add one more. Chances of getting a base auto, if you will. Now, I wonder. I'm pretty sure there are some numbered Volpe autos you can find on eBay that are not
Oh,
$90
we will.
or
Yeah,
$100.
it's actually the same thing. When I've been looking at some of these cards and other things I've been buying, you have autographs coming out. You have autographs that shows that $45 for an autograph. I can buy your damn autograph
I'm
online for
sure you can buy
30.
a. My point
Yeah.
is, I'm sure you can buy a Volpe numbered auto out of 50, out of 75, for way less than what it's gonna cost you on a Tops Now card. Which again, Tops Now has its market because it has people that like to collect mementos. Uh,
I had guys who wanted to buy cards for me who were had been to that game, so they're
or
very
something like
specifically
that.
wanted
But
it.
like, and in that case, I'm all for it, right? But if you're looking to buy that to flip, I mean, I guess there are some Yankee fans you can flip that to, but it's kind of risky because there's a number the supply of that type of on-car auto for Volpe on a non-rookie card.
Yeah.
It's vast. And remember, Topps now. Sorry, it's kind of I have to pause. Topps, not Topps now. Topps, comma now has gazillion product releases that probably have Volpe
They did.
autos.
The funny thing is they've only had a couple of autos, on card autos this year. Jackson Merrill was the first,
No,
and
but
I
I'm telling you,
believe,
Volpe last year.
but Volpe, yeah, I have tops now from earlier
That's what I'm saying.
releases.
Like if you were
W-
talking about a rookie card, like Jackson Mara is a rookie card, so I
Yep,
get that. But you're talking about a non-rookie card. So
he is
anyway,
having a good year, but
no,
outside of that, you know, here is a black chrome, $53. There's cards to be had out there. That's a
yeah,
black chrome rookie.
yeah. I see.
No,
My kiddos
super
are about
futures.
to.
Sorry.
I think I'm about to be interrupted in a couple of minutes. So, do we
Okay.
have any other topics? I think we do. No, maybe one more.
No, that was a big one. The Volpe
That
and
was
the
that
sticker,
was it.
sticker Sucker Auto, added to the list of
So we'll see.
Bowman
Maybe he's
Sapphire.
not a
So
sucker if you're really into him or a Yankee fan and willing to pay. But for me, like if there was a $80 coupon and I could get that auto for $40, then yeah,
it
because I may get a numbered one, a 25 or a 5. Then it's like, okay, cool. But
then it
even
makes a
then,
difference.
Ron, get close to the screen. Manufactured scarcity. Have you heard of
Yeah,
that?
absolutely, and that's really what they're doing with a lot of these relics and stuff. So
Anyways, we'll be up. By the way, Prospect Chase Box has a pre-sale or a window right now going for their Volume 24 boxes. The boxes will go live on the 1st. So right now I have a sale. If you order within the pre-sale window, I'm gonna just look at the page. The page has it.
Prospect Chase Buck, crazy prices.
Crazy
Buy
prices.
now.
I'm throwing extra stuff on it. So I'm throwing 24 Upper Deck Series 2 Mega Box packs with possible Bedard Young Guns cards in it. Every Volume 24 box on pre-sale gets one of those Mega Box packs. So get in on that. There are also a bunch of things running on Topps After Dark. So please support if you can. For Ron Bartlett, I'm Jorge Prospector. We're out. Thanks, everyone.